Sabi niya ako siya muli.
Minsigo.
Mag-action ka daw.
1, 2, 3, and set. 4, 5, action.
Hey! Welcome to Just in Time, ang podcast na laging swak sa oras mo at laging swak sa trip mo. Ako si Justin, ang iyong kaibigan na mahilig magchika, magkwento, at minsan may pagkapilosopo. From life hacks to heart hacks, real talk to random laughs, dito swak tayo lagi sa tamang timpla. So sit back, relax at samahan niyo ako sa isang makulit pero meaningful na usapan. Ready na ba kayo? Hello mga ka-JIT! Today's episode is a little bit extra special kasi makakasama natin ang ating mga future superheroes, also known as future teachers. Ang mga bidas at magpapanday na kinabukasan are with lesson plan, wisdom, and a few experiences, unforgettable experiences inside the classroom. So again, kaya naman, so sit back and give it up for our future educators. We have Ma'am Adi, Ma'am Mincy, and of course, Sir Gakos. Palakpak naman kayo, parang hindi naman kayo masaya.
Kasi po, masaya tayo.
Yan, parang hindi naman kayo masaya. Kamusta naman ang ating mga future educators ngayon? Ikaw, Ma'am Adi, kamusta naman ang iyong future? Balita ko, matatapos na ang iyong teaching observation, ha?
Well, first of all, I would like to say thank you for inviting us here sa podcast mo. No? So,
Of course.
about my observation, actually, may din pa akong oras, hindi ko pa natatapos. But so far, I'm really enjoying it. Kasi, you know, yung experience, nandun ka na mismo sa class, kung nakikita mo yung teacher na nagtuturo, yung mga bata, nakakasalamu mo sila.
Ayan, since sinabi mo na talaga na nag-e-enjoy ka. So, ano yung mga na-observe mo about dun sa mga bata? Meron bang mga bata na parang delikado? Mag-graduate ba sila, Ma'am Adi? Sa tingin
Yung
mo?
hawak, yung isang CD ko, grade yung hawak niya. So, syempre, iba't ibang section, makikita mo talaga kung sino yung mga makulit, yung mga...
Pero sa tingin mo, mag-graduate naman
Sa tingin ko naman, nag-graduate sila. Kasi kahit makulit sila, masipag naman sila, no?
Yun nga, that's like what I said, Ma'am Adi, sa mga na-observe kong mga bata, na as a future educators, hindi lang dapat mag-impart tayo ng knowledge, right? Hindi lang dapat na magtuturo lang tayo. We have to instill to our students that education is really important. Na kailangan nila to sa buhay nila.
Tama, I agree with you.
Yan. Thank you, Miss Adi. Now, how about you, Ma'am Nancy? Kamusta naman ang iyong teaching observation? What was your experiences?
There are some students now, there are some challenges like their reading comprehension. Some of them are non-readers na nakapasok sa high school, which is very alarming.
Oh, totoo yun. Yung reading comprehension is isa sa mga major issue na kinakarap ng education system. So sa tingin mo, ano kayo magandang strategy na pwede natin gawin dun sa mga students na yung reading comprehension nila is mababa, tapos umabot sila ng grade 10, biruin mo, di ba, it's very alarming. Anong strategy mo as a teacher?
Well, we have to implement strategies such as repeated exercises, like reading books, more on phonological assessments. Phonological assessment! Yeah, I think that's the most important. Kasi kapag hindi alam ng bata kung paano bigkasin isang salita, hindi talaga sila matututo.
Totoo yan. Totoo. Madami ako nakita mga estudyante ng grade 10. And of course, literature is really important. Like, meron na akong nabasa ng mga nakarang issue ng pandemic na tatanggalin daw yung literature. Do you think that's good? No? In terms of reading comprehension, good ba yun?
I think kung tatanggalin, hindi, yung mag-aaral. Kasi literature is one way or one thing na parang yung gamitin para masana yung bata magbasa, umintindi ng mga kung binabasa nila, di ba? Kung tatanggalin natin yun, edi, ano exercise mo yung gagamitin natin para sa kanila?
Totoo yan. Dapat talaga yung literature ay hindi tanggal. Kasi that is one way para maturuan ng mga estudyante natin magbasa. magbasa. So, thank you, Ma'am Mincy, no? How about you, Sir Gatos? Kamusta yung
Thank you.
teaching observation experience?
Okay, first of all, thank you for having us here, Sir Bob.
Of course.
Of course, for me, gladly natapos tayo naman yung teaching observation.
Wow! Wow, sir.
But unfortunately, I have this feeling na nakakalungkot kasi, alam mo yun, yung feeling na na-attach ka na sa students mo, but it's time to say goodbye for them. To them, ayun. So, ayun, may feeling pa rin ng attachment because, ayun, nakakamiss yung ano. Tapos, one thing na naalala ko sa city namin is that he's encouraging us to teach na. Even though na he knows that FS1 pa lang kami, but he encourages us to teach na. Pero I want that feeling na rin. Pero alam ko naman na darating din tayo din sa time na yun, na matutunan rin tayo sa
Totoo yun. May mga yung observation natin, hindi lang tayo natututo dahil sa observation natin. Yung mga lesson is matututo din tayo sa mga city natin. Madami tayong matututunan sa city natin. Kasi sabi nga ni Doc Carmela, di ba, na yung classroom, limited lang yung learning na makuha natin dyan. Pero once na dumating na tayo dun sa mismong school setup, dun natin matututunan lahat.
Kasi ibang-iba talaga kung nandun ka na talaga sa
Totoo
pilihan.
yan. Exactly. Thank you, Ma'am Adi. So next, thank you, Sir Gapos. For our first question, no, may mga students kasi na student future teacher na nagtatanong, what is the difference between authentic assessment? Naka-encounter na ba kayo ng authentic assessment? So what do you think is the difference between authentic assessment sa traditional assessment?
Well,
Ikaw na mga.
traditional assessment kasi, students have to memorize everything like by the likes. Traditional assessment, after nila mag-memorize, syempre, pen and paper questions, kung ano yung nakikita nila, yung mismo yung isasagot nila. Unlike authentic assessment, students actually apply what they learn, like may real life application na, so may activity na sila mismo yung gagawa. So hindi na puro basta pen and paper actually. So they got to experience what they know, kung ano yung naaral nila.
Yan, I do agree, no? Di ba when we talk about assessment, it's involved evaluating a person or students for what they have learned. Pero in authentic assessment is how the students apply what they have learned in a real life application, no? Hindi lang tayo nag-involve ng multiple choice type of question, true or false, di ba? Kailangan yung skills na makuha nila during the lesson, may apply nila in a real world application. Thank you for that, no, Ma'am Annie. No? How about you, Ma'am Nancy? What is the difference? I think, what is the disadvantage of authentic? Disadvantage mo na tayo. Tingin mo, ano yung disadvantage?
For the disadvantage of authentic assessment, no, it requires rubrics kasi. Meron kasi siyang gawa ng rubrics and also yung mag-iisip ka ng purpose niya. And
Yes.
then, basta matagal siyang gawin.
Totoo. Time-consuming and, of course, mahirap para sa teacher, mahirap din para sa mga students. Di ba? How about you naman, Mr. Gapos? So, our next question is, have you experienced an assessment that truly reflected your abilities and skills?
I think, naalala ko kasi, no high school kami, there's a teacher that na-record na kami ng activity wherein we're going to public speech. So, yun na yan, di ba? Yung interpersonal skills. So, we have to develop that through what? So, the teacher asked us to do a speech, which is, we have to inform our viewers, we have to inform our audiences through online. So, may integration din ng online dito. So, ang naging topic kasi namin din is about anti-bullying. So, yun yung dinascuss namin through public speaking. So, with that activity, of course, there's a rubric, just like Ma'am Nancy said. So, ayun na nga, merong na-improve na ability sa amin, which is yung interpersonal skills namin. And at the same time, nagkaroon kami ng knowledge about the social medias. So, we have to use our voices, we have to use our abilities, we have to use our message to inform the audiences about the event. So, yung lang naman yung naalala ko nung high school kami. There's a lot, but ayun lang talaga kasi yung tumatak talaga sa akin.
Ang ganda, no, na yung speech na yun, yung public speaking, is meron din awareness. Parang ina-aware na yung mga bata na yung bullying is not good. Diba? Parang, aside from that, bullying ay yung public speaking na itself. The concept of public speaking. Paano mo may ituturo sa bata yung public speaking on standardized testing? Paano mo nalaman na may natutunan sila kung hindi talaga sila mag-public speaking? Paano dapat yung gawin yung right posture, stances, behavior during public speaking? Diba? Hindi talaga yun magiging applicable kung standardized testing. Then that is the importance of authentic assessment.
Yes.
Yun. So next we have here, why do you think some teachers take to traditional assessment? Kasi madami student na nagtatanong na, di ba, may mga teachers, especially those seasoned teachers, na nagsistick pa rin sa traditional assessment rather than authentic assessment. Eh, yung binagit na nga ni mga Adi na ang authentic assessment is meaningful task. Mas magiging memorable sa bata kung authentic assessment na gagamitin. So why do you think there are some teachers na until now lean on that traditional assessment?
For me kasi, madali siya gradaan actually. Like, true or false, di ba?
Totoo.
Kasi ka lang true, false, true, tas multiple choices. Mas madali siya, compare natin sa authentic assessment, no? Kasi yung authentic assessment, pinag-iisipan talaga yan. From the rubrics, from the expectations for both teachers and students, yes. So, for me, we have those traditional assessments where kasi some teachers na gumagamit nun kasi mas madali siyang grade.
Totoo.
Especially kung yung isang klase mo, 50 students, eh paano kung limang session
Oo,
lang?
oo,
Di
yun.
ba ang dami mga syempre? Tapos, weekly may assessment dapat.
Tsaka biruin mo, sa 45 minutes, paano mo pagkakasyahin na mag-ganon ng assessment na authentic assessment? Di ba?
Ang daming lesson.
Ang daming lesson na kailangan
Tapos
ituro.
minsan hindi pa magigets mga student ko.
Yes, talaga. Kailangan talaga ng scaffolding pa talaga sa mga students. Kailangan natin silang tulungan. Pero some people talaga, buti nga talaga kung college na yun. Kung college na yun, biruin mo 3 hours tayo sa isang subject, di ba? Ang dami natin magagawa. Kung magiging ganun. Pero kasi in public school, 45 minutes, kapag-bilis na oras lang. Parang kung i-consume mo yung time yun, kung i-divide natin yun, mga 15 minutes lesson proper, lesson proper parang 15 minutes, na paano na lang yung iba?
Paano ba
Di ba?
nag-extend ba yung mga teachers?
Oo.
Pero yung bala,
Yung respect din. Yun din isa sa mga kasi teacher ko before, yung sa observation, siguro as a sign of respect na lang, napapalit siya ng 5 minutes para hindi na nagmadali yung una. Napapalit siya ng 5 minutes. Sign of respect lang doon sa mga unang teacher. So next we have here, if you were asked, they were asking if you can recall a time when a teacher helped shape your motivation or self-confidence through an assessment.
well, I remember back in high school, niluwi mo teacher ako, but back in high school, I was so afraid of public speaking talaga. Like, kung tuwing ko sa harapan, anong gagawin ko? Di ba? So,
Ano yung topic niya doon?
there was one time, actually, it's Filipino teacher. So, she asked us to write or prepare for a talumpati or public speaking, of course. So, the teacher asked us to write to our old self. Like, we have to imagine na 10 years na kami from that day, like, graduate ng college.
Ano yung nilagay mo doon sa ano mo?
Nilagay ko na ano, I want to be a teacher.
Wow, interesting! Perfect!
Once, we have to imagine na 5 years na kami nasa field. So, that activity, that authentic assessment actually helped me to practice that. Kasi you have to stand in front of your classmates. So, unti-unti, masasanay ka talaga na gusto na sa harap ng tao. So, yung fear mo, no-overcome. So, natuto ka pa. Sa topic with that day, public speaking, kasi talumpati.
Okay, thank you mga Adi dyan, no? Napakaganda nun. How about you, Sir Jacob?
So, actually, I'm sharing just like her. Kasi talagang sobrang mahihayin talaga ako nung high school ako. Kasi, like, just like her, talagang hindi ko alam anong gagawin ko. So,
Kamusta ka na? Mahihayin pa din.
mahihayin pa rin, pero iba pa rin, iba yung dati na. Iba yung iba naman yung
Nag-improve.
yeah, there's improvement. So, ayun, nagkaroon din kami ng activity that helps me to establish my confidence. One activity that reminds me is nung English class namin, nagkaroon kami ng activity wherein we're going to role play. So, ayun, authentic assessment siya. So, we're at task to portray and meet, or we have to role play and meet. So, as I remember, the story is how Odin lost his eye. So, siyempre, yung taong to mahilig sa meet. So, ako nag-role play as Odin nun. And then, siyempre, even medyo nahihiya pa ako nung time na yun. Pero, that time, after na yakap ko na yung role as Odin, doon na parang nagkaroon ng konting motivation. Motivation na kaya ko palang marat sa crowd, even though medyo nahihiya pa ako. Ayun,
You can actually do it talaga kapag yung teacher na meron ka is very helpful, very hands-on.
Yes.
Instead of pointing out yung mali mo, ay no, ba't na
Yes.
nakatayo ko lang, ba't na-post, papaupuin ka. With total assessment, yung teacher, naglaan siya ng oras na maggawa ng rubric, naglaan siya ng time na instead of pagbunin lahat ng lesson, binigyan ng chance yung mga estudyante na ipakita ko yung meron sila. And instead na mali yung point out, si teacher, yung mga tama, encouraging words yung binibigay na, di ba?
Totoo, no? Sana maging gano'n din tayo. Kaya sa mga future educators na nanonood dyan, of course, you have to have your students, no? May mga students talaga na mabababa yung self-confidence, na hindi nila kaya na mag-perform in front of many people talaga. Na parang, as a teacher, you have to help them, encourage them. Kasi, naniniwala ako dun sa sandwich method, na pag mabibigay ka ng feedback, madami yung good compare sa negative. Kasi negative is also important. Paano malalaman na kailangan mo na improvement without negative comments, without negative feedback? Pero i-make sure mo na mas madami yung magandang mga comment mo to encourage those students. No? So next we have here, if you could redesign one assessment, how would you make it more authentic? Ikaw ba, Miss
I have taken a lot of pen and paper activity or quizzes rather, lalo na sa history. And syempre with history, numbers and pangalan ng mga figures. So you have to memorize everything. So if I'm going to design an activity, I think kapag gawa ko ng literature or sinaran ng history, I could ask the students to make a live museum, di ba?
Ang ganda.
Yes, like, instead of the students memorizing every details year by year, day by day, the student will actually, for example, we finish discussing the lesson, so the students will prepare to act. Like,
I-act nila mismo yung
yes,
lesson
like,
zero.
for example, ito si Rizal, so instead of ipapamusta sa lahat ng nagawa na sa history natin, you will, as Rizal mismo, sa live museum na yun, and the students, mag-act din sila na another figure. So, instead of pen and paper, di ba, live museum tayo.
Oo,
Yes.
mas naging authentic.
At least, may
No, sobrang
like,
ganda.
natututo pa sila kumaking.
Totoo, na-apply talaga yung mga skills na natutunan nila. Hindi na tayo na-focus sa memorization.
Yes.
But rather to apply those skills talaga. Lalo yung live museum mo. O parang naman kasi na parang hindi siya engaging para sa mga students mo. Na memorization lang, pero mag-discuss pa lang sa
Pen and paper, pipili na sila. Paano kung after exam, wala na. Tapos na.
Oo,
At least,
hindi nila makakalimutan.
yes. Kasi ginawa nila mismo yung bagay na yun. Na-play nila.
Okay, thank you Ma'am Ali. How about Ma'am Mincy?
For example, sa AP, no? Sa AP naman, there's this, for example, yung mga kalakalan, this na mga year yung i-memorize nila. What if magkaroon sila ng debates, no? We're in, for example, this country is France, or this country is Philippines, and they have to debate based on their country. They have to analyze kung ano ba yung meron dito sa country na to, tapos, ayun, magkakaroon sila ng comment, parang, i-integrate natin
Ang ganda ng debate talaga for that question. So our next question is, tanong naman natin si Sir Gabs. Tapos mo yung stocks mo, Sir Gabs naman tayo. So do you think students, since naging students kayo before, right? So do you think the students prefer re-service, students ka ba, or re-service teachers? Teacher ka na. So do you think students prefer authentic rather than traditional assessment?
For me, siguro mali naman kung sasabihin mo traditional pa rin. No? So I believe authentic because of course we're living in the 21st century. Diba? So we have to critical think, we have to collaborate with others, we have to be creative. Of course, meron niya sa authentic assessment. Unlike sa traditional yung puro pen and paper, di ba nakaka-boring, di ba? For example, natin nakaka-boring na nagsasagot lang tayo, like sa magkakaroon tayo ng mga display, magkakaroon tayo ng magkakaroon tayo ng, yun, ma-apply natin yung tracing din, di ba? Because authentic assessment encourages us to think outside the box.
Yes.
Or just like our old professor said, think without the box.
Think without the box.
Diba?
Ang ganda nun. Tsaka, I also want to share this na standardized testing, may negative connotation din. Parang for students, parang pag narinig nila, mag-test tayo for today, natatakot na sila, kinakabahan na sila, ganito, ganyan. So, instead ng standardized testing yung gamitin, why to shift it into authentic assessment na magiging meaningful yung learnings nila and at the same time, hindi sila kakabahan. Kasi di ba, as a teacher, di ba, hindi lang natin kailangan na parang magbigay na lang ng pen and paper, but also you need to refer to those students na assessment is not something to fear of. Parang gano'n, parang hindi dapat sila matakot sa assessment na it's part of their life, it's part of their journey. Ganun. So next is, eto pa, gusto ko na i-share yung experience ko during grade 8. During grade 8, kasi we have our Ibong Adarna, right?
Yes.
Ibong Adarna kami in Filipino, in the subject Filipino. So, instead na magkaroon kami ng pen and paper test, yung teacher namin, yes, nag-roleplay kami. Yung skit ng teacher, may specific scene sa Ibong Adarna. Tapos, ni-roleplay namin siya. So, yun yung naging assessment namin before. So, hanggang ngayon, yung scene na yun, tanda ko ba yung scene na yun? Kaya sinasabi ko na, oo, naging memorable. Naging memorable yung part na yun. And as a student ngayon, as I also prefer authentic assessment rather than traditional. And I know na some students will also choose that the same. Parang authentic pa din. Authentic assessment. So, yun na naman yung akin. So, next question is, are there subjects, ayan, ito na, are there subjects where authentic assessment wouldn't work? Anong subject yun? For example, sa aral panlipunan ba, ganun? Ano sa tingin nyo yung subject na hindi mag-work yung authentic assessment?
For me, math talaga.
Math?
Oo,
Oh,
for example,
ano?
yung sa math, for example, yung calculus. Ano yun?
Yes.
Like, gagawa kayo ng cake, tapos yung derivatives yung yung mga kinexes.
Oh, parang ang hirap nga na ipaperform mo yung plus and minus sign.
Ay, pero pero nung elementary tayo, wala ba kayo nung math challenge, yung this is the divide, this is the minus.
Actually,
this is
oo.
the addition. Yung gano'n.
Rap dance.
Oo, yung rap dance, ayun.
Subject, hindi may incorporate yung authentic assessment. Kasi, I remember yung high school, gusto yung rap dance.
Totoo.
Di ba?
Di ba?
Yes,
Authentic
diba?
yun.
Diba?
Siguro, pwede rin siya sa math. But kung sino man yung pinakamahirap, yung math yung pinakamahirap na lagyan ng authentic, pwede siyang lagyan, pero napakahirap.
Yes.
So I think na much better, no? Siguro mga quiz lang ang pwede sa math, no? Parang, paano mo i-perform? Sige, i-roleplay mo yung mathematics. Diba? Parang ang hirap naman, diba? Speech production, for example, speech class, sige magbigay ka ng pwede siguro na, for example, awareness that mathematics should not be fear of, ganyan. Pwede ganun sa speech, pero hindi yun yung objective ng in a math subject eh. May objective kasi tayo na kailangan natin mating, and we should follow those objectives. So next is, last but not least, is how can authentic assessment prepare students for life beyond school? How can authentic assessment prepare students for life beyond school?
Ano kasi, with authentic assessment, there are many possibilities na pwede makuha ng isang students. For example, sa work or interviews, no? Meron ako naalala, nung first year, may interview. Like, for work. Kunyari, mag-a-apply ka sa isang kumpanya. Tapos may interview doon. So, it's a mock interview, to be honest. And then, naisip ko, ay oo nga, makakatulong sa akin to. Like, sinasabi, what are your weaknesses, what are your strengths, no? In that mock interview, I realized that some students need to be boosted their confidence. In that authentic assessment, we can say that students are learning and applying what they learn. Yun.
Well, for me, an authentic assessment prepares the students outside the school, outside of the school. Kung sa klase, bibigyan sila ng time na reflect sa kung ano man yung life na meron outside the school. Siyempre, once na lumabas sila ng school at lumabas sila sa real world, ma-apply nila kung ano yung natutunan nila sa school. For example, math problems and nasasabi math problems, tapos pinaral mo yung sa school, paglabas sila sa labas. For example, namimili sila sa palengke. They have to use math, di ba? Sa sukule, sa presyo, sa iba.
Ano yung sinasabi niya dun sa mga students na tinitingnan na, ay, hindi naman yung gagamitin eh. Yung 3x plus 2y, mga ganyan. Hindi naman daw mga gagawin in the real world. Do you think, what can you say for those students na gawin yung tingin sa education?
Well, before ganyan ako mag-decide, but I think hindi pa nila naman namimit yung teacher kung papagawin sila how to properly use math in their life. Kasi I met a teacher back in high school na kahit gano'n kahina sa mathematics, pinakita niya siya kung paano gagawin yung math outside the school.
Ipaparamdam niya sa
Yes, so as future teacher, dapat maging ganun din tayo sa magiging future students natin na dapat kung alam naman natin naisip natin gagawin kung paano nagagawin sa outside. Gagawin na ng paraan kung paano natin i-collect talaga yung mga inaaral sa classroom outside the classroom or sa real world. Kasi ayun yung kailangan nila. Critical thinking.
Ayan, makinig kayo mga future educators.
Analysis, diba? Analysis, critical thinking is very important outside the school.
Totoo.
It's really different.
Parang street smart. And
Oo.
academic smart,
Tama.
Hindi dapat as a teacher, ma-instill din natin sa mga students natin na hindi lang tayo nag-aaral dito for nothing. Diba? Parang sa lahat ng pinag-aaralan na meron tayo dito sa classroom is magagamit mo in the real world talaga. So how about you, Sir Gacos?
I agree with you.
Yes. That's nice, no? So, I think that's all, no? That's a wrap. Thank you so much for Ma'am Adi, Ma'am Vincent, also Sir Gacos. Thank you so much. Ang dami nating tutulan. I have learned so much. I have grown so much, no? In this,
Grow up so fast.
Ayan. So, sobra akong nag-thank you sa inyo lahat na naging part kayo ng aking podcast, no? So, again,
We would also like to thank you kasi we were given an opportunity to share our knowledge and experiences.
of course naman yung Adi, no? Siyempre, madaming natutunan ang mga viewers natin sa inyo. Especially those students na become an educator.
Yes.
Diba? Parang sobrang naming natutunang lessons ngayon siguro yung mga wisdom na meron kayo na madadala din ng ating mga future educators na nanonood ngayon. So thank you everyone. So that's it. So again, bye-bye. Cut muna. Hindi ko pala i-end.
This is just, di kami sa tito.
Hindi ako kita talaga dyan.
Kapat yun, eh.
Tigdalawa kasi yung ako.
Sabihin ka.
Wait lang.
Upo ka muna dito.